In today's episode, there are plenty of interesting stories about cheating. Wife cheated on me while pregnant. Wife of 9 years planning to meet guy in Vegas. First story, my wife of 7 years cheated on me.
Got cheated on this weekend by my wife of 7 years. I'm completely devastated. I don't know what to do. I'm not angry, just really devastated and depressed. Me and my wife, we share 2 kids and a stepson that I treat as my own son. Over the past years, there's been a lot of fights about finances, and that I have not been there for here, as in caring for her feelings, which I admit, I've not been the best husband over that time. She lost 3 grandparents, which were like her parents. It devastated her, and I've not been the best partner to attend to her emotional needs at time. On Sunday, she took a trip to LA and was planning to spend the night over as a girl trip. I said, that's fine. Just check up on us, as in me and the kids. I did not get a response, so I texted her wondering what was going on. Normally our location are on, but she did not have her on, so I called, and she texted me back saying that she was driving and blah blah blah. But at this point, I felt something in my chest that something was wrong. So when she got home, I confronted her about it, and she kept denying until finally she caved in, and she told me she's been cheating on me for the past month. As I said, I was completely devastated. I know we had our problems, but I never had cheated on my wife, or ever thought about it because she made me and my kids happy. She said the reason she cheated on me was because I'm not there for her feelings, and not listening to her needs, which, as I said, I know I have not been the best husband when it comes down to that. I have not been there for her when her grandparents passed away. But I don't think I should have been betrayed like that. We cried about it. I still love her, but I'm hurting really bad. A goal in life of mine is that I want my kids to be here with a 2-parent household, and not doing the 1 week me and the other week you kind of deal. I wanted to stay strong for my kids. I want to be with my kids every day. I don't want to be a weekend dad, but it just hurts. What should I do? I wanted to work things out with my wife, but I don't want to be a doomass and have this happen to me again. And recommendations of what I should do? Do not let her blame you. Don't blame yourself. She's 100% responsible for the cheating, not you. If she wasn't happy with the marriage, she could have left you, or told you she can't do it anymore unless you change, or something. Instead, she chose to suck another guy's dick. This isn't on you, it's on her. Don't wait for her to decide what she wants to do and how she wants to do it. Take control of yourself and do what's best for you and your kids.
First, you need a beer and a cry. Understand you have value. And just as you would never cheat on her, why would she cheat on you? You need to get an STD test because you may have something now. And you need to think of separation. She will never be honest about the extent of cheating, especially flying and going out of town and sleeping with one or more. Your kids would much better be with a happy dad than a depressed dad who mom is whoring on, which they will find out eventually and make their own judgments. Next story, wife of 9 years planning to meet guy in Vegas.
Looking for some advice here, since I am overwhelmed, shaking, and couldn't sleep last night. I, 40M, have been married to my wife, 36F, for 9 years and been together for 11. We have a 4-year-old son, who I'm staying home with this weekend. Things in the marriage have been rocky for the last year, and my wife's attitude while around me changed very noticeably. She's been cold, rude, and overly annoyed at random small things. She's also been spending way more time with friends outside of the home, making lots of plans with friends, and leaning on me to take care of all the parenting and household duties. This is in addition to me working full-time and being responsible for our mortgage and car payments, etc. I've felt very left out and on an island, and she doesn't seem to care. Fast forward to this weekend, she's in Vegas with her girlfriend for their friend's wedding. I am home with our son. My son was watching a show on the iPad when I noticed some iMessages popping up on the notification screen. I decided to click on it, and it gave me access to her text messages. There were texts from an unknown number right following at the time her flight landed, saying it was nice to meet you, blah blah. I thought, oh, she met someone on the plane and was being nice by giving out her number. My wife actually responded, and they have been texting back and forth, coordinating their plans for the weekend. and letting each other know when they are flying out. Last night, she invited him to the bar that they went to, but they haven't been able to link up yet. My wife let him know that she has the wedding and reception today, but will be free in the evening and let him know the time. This is all really hard for me to process, and I am wondering if I should call her out now. Even if I do call her out, a lot of the damage seems already done. Calling her out now would blow my cover on being able to track her conversations. Or do I wait it out and continue to get the intel and see how things unfold so I have more concrete evidence?
I would cancel her credit card immediately since you are likely primary account owner as the main support. On her date tonight, she won't be able to pay or pay for her hotel room. Her friends may be poisoning her view and feelings for you. I would also contact a lawyer on Monday to see your options. You can make sure what happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas. Or you can call her and let her know what you have seen, which is not snooping since it came up on her iPad while your child was using it. This may have been planned beforehand, though if she just shared her number, likely not. But having fun in Vegas may have been her plan. If you head this off now, you will have less evidence for the potential divorce, as she does currently plan to cheat. She seems already checked out of the marriage, so begin planning for parenting of your child and single life. I would also prepare to share her texts with friends and family, so you need to take screenshots of all you can. She may contact friends about her hookup, so be prepared to capture those also. Next story. Just found my boyfriend is married since 2017.
I don't even know how to start this. I feel like my entire world just collapsed. I've been in a relationship with a man I deeply loved, the person I thought was the love of my life, my partner, the man I wanted to build a future with. From the beginning, he told me he lived in another country and that the distance was the only obstacle between us. We talked constantly about closing that gap, about future plans, about being together. He said he was literally counting the days to see me, that I was very important in his life, that he wanted to make me happy, that without me he would struggle in this world. I believed every word. But now I found out that everything was a lie. He has been married since 2017. And on top of that, he actually lives in my country since 2022, which is also the year we met. Not abroad like he made me believe. All this time, he pretended to be flying over to see me, when in reality, he was just taking a bus from another city nearby. He built this whole story about long distance, when in fact he was living a double life a few hours away. I admired him. I saw him as the man of my life, someone strong, successful, someone I could rely on. I loved him with everything I had, and he made me believe he wanted the same, that he wanted a future with me. He would say we were a couple, that I was his ride or die, that he couldn't imagine life without me. And now, I feel like my entire relationship was nothing but a cruel lie. The distance he made such a big deal about was fake. The future we planned was fake. The love he promised feels fake. I've already told his wife the truth. She said she had no idea and is disgusted. After I confronted him, all he said to me was, "I'm sorry." I didn't have a plan. I am a piece of shit. I'm assuming you are going to ruin my life now like I ruined yours. Later, after his wife already knew, he sent another message. "I'm sorry. You didn't deserve what I did to you. I have no explanation or justification. I'm broken. I don't even know who I was in this relationship. Was I just a distraction? A fantasy? Did he ever really love me, or was it all manipulation?"
Honestly, people like him don't deserve space in your life. It wasn't about you, it was all him being a manipulative a-hole. You ain't a distraction, you were manipulated. It'd say, take time to heal. You'll pull through.
I am so sorry to hear this. I dated someone once for 2 months before I figured it out he was married. I think some people just want to cheat, and they're going to do whatever they can to get the validation and affection they're looking for. There are no right answers. There are just wrong answers. I hope you can find the help you need to process this. If you can get therapy, do so. You definitely did not deserve this.
Next story. I found out the hard way, and it still stings sometimes.
About 3 years ago, I was in what I thought was a stable relationship. We had been together long enough that I started picturing the next steps moving in. Maybe marriage down the line. We weren't perfect, but I trusted him. Or at least, I thought I did. The first red flag was small. He suddenly became protective of his phone. He used to leave it on the couch or the kitchen counter without a thought, and then one day it was practically glued to him. I remember brushing it off at first, telling myself I was just being paranoid. But then came the late nights. "Work's been crazy," he said. Sometimes he wouldn't get home until after midnight. I wanted to believe him so badly that I even started cooking dinner at weird hours just to match his schedule. One night, curiosity, and maybe instinct, got the better of me. While he was in the shower, I checked his phone. My heart dropped instantly. There were messages, not just flirty ones, but entire conversations about how much he missed her, how he wished he could spend the night with her instead of coming back to me. It felt like someone had punched me in the chest. I didn't confront him right away. I sat with it for a couple of days, almost testing myself to see if I could pretend I hadn't seen it. But every time he smiled at me or kissed me goodnight, I felt sick. When I finally told him I knew, he didn't even deny it. He just said, "I didn't want to hurt you." That line made me laugh out loud in the moment, because honestly, what could hurt more than finding out the person you trusted was living a double life? Leaving was hard. I questioned myself constantly. What did she have that I didn't? Was I boring? Not enough? But over time, I realized the cheating said way more about him than it ever did about me. Even though it was 3 years ago, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't creep into my thoughts sometimes. Trust is a fragile thing, and once it's broken like that, it takes a long time to rebuild.
Infidelity is never an accident or mistake. It is always a choice. Every text sent or responded to, every phone call made or answered, every agreement to meet up, every single one of those instances was a choice. He knew what he would do would hurt you, yet he chose to do it anyway. Keeping him around would only have taught him that bad behavior was acceptable. You did the right thing by leaving.
For me, there is no going back. Even if we're married with kids, once I get betrayed like that, I'm gone in an instant. Hope you're doing better these days.
I'm a terrible person, and I don't deserve love.
Around 2 years ago, I downloaded Hinge to find someone to Kindle with. This was 4 weeks before college for the spring semester, and I wanted to experience something new. I matched with a few people, but I ended up matching with someone who was rivals with my school. That was the funniest joke we kept saying. She had a kid, unmarried, and looking for a new job. At the time, I didn't have anything in my name, but I never dated a mother before, so I gave it a shot. So we were texting, and at first she ghosted me, but 2 days later she came back and texted me. We found out my birthday came first and her came second, so we planned to go to each other's birthday events. Before our birthdays, she picked me up to go door dashing with her. The first time, nothing happened, just harmless flirting. We talked about exes and live, and she just told me her ex just cheated on her and was a police officer. I gave her condolences, because I knew how getting cheated on felt. On the way back to my crib, I filled up her tank and she thanked me. Before I got out, she made an amazing point that she has a kid, and this little love tale I had in my head was idiotic. So she said she would see about me. We start getting on the phone more often, but always around 8 to 9 p.m. She never could be on the phone until next morning. I thought it was weird, but I was blinded because she shared a lot of similarities with my mother. The second time she picked me up, we ended up kissing after I fixed something small in her car. I told her my parents wasn't home and she came to my place. We ended up having S3X on my floor 'cause red apple juice reasoning. But her kisses felt like a lover kiss. Then we went door dashing again and again until birthday time. She never made it to mine, but I made it to her. Apparently, she had a birthday dinner, but she didn't invite me, which I was cool with because I just met her. But she got incredibly distant the night after her birthday. Me and my best friend pulled up to her birthday kickback. The lack of ratio between men and women was drastic, as it were 4 to 2.
She told me one of the guys was always looking out for the kid, while the other guy was a frat dude. Before the kickback started, we kissed, but the entire night she was on her phone and dodging me. I accidentally got a glimpse of her messages, and I was disgusted on how many hood dudes were in there. As the night went on, she was dodging me and treating me as a friend. There were partner position games where she had the bright idea to say no partners, just all of us do it separately. I picked up what was going on after that. Then, when it was time for everyone to leave, she tried to hug me. I instantly sobered up and gave her a dab instead. I'm venting to my friend. He's saying I'm tripping, but he was upset the girl there was LGBT because he was looking to meet someone of that interest. A day or two goes by, and with no contact, she finally texted me. She told me that her ex was never her ex, and they was dating still, that they stay together, and she cheated on him with me and other dudes that came there that night. I will continue a part 2 tomorrow.
Wife cheated on me while pregnant.
We were together for 6 years. She was very shy and didn't like wearing revealing clothing. The personality was amazing. I really thought she would never be capable of cheating. After 5 years of living together, she started working at a warehouse, and I became extremely busy at work. Usually being out of the house for 12 to 16 hours, sometimes not even coming home. After a few months of her working, I realized she would start wearing makeup and dress nice. She was becoming more irritated with me, very easily. But at the time, I didn't really care because I was working so much. I was so tired to give it any attention. I remember flowers being delivered to the house, and she would say that some guy sent it for her sister, and I believed it. Well, she gets pregnant, and he continues to work until about 6 to 7 months. And that's when I receive a random message one night saying, "My wife is cheating on me with another married man." She said they have been skipping work sometimes and going to hotels, and pictures of them sexting. Also, record of all the times they texted and called each other. I couldn't believe it. I started to shake because I was scared. I didn't think it was possible. I confronted her right away and asked to see her phone, and went through her messages. Her texts were deleted, but not on Facebook. I found texts with the guy and pictures being exchanged. Also found out she was flirting with other guys at work. I asked her if she ever did anything with him sexually. She kept saying no, until I told her if I found out later, I'm going to end this. She admitted they had sex once, but not at a hotel, in the car. She put the blame on me, saying I was always busy and I never gave her attention and love like how we started the relationship. I kicked her out and she went to stay with her sister for the night. I ended up thinking about it and I told myself it kinda was my fault and ended up getting back with her. I asked for more details later on, which made me feel disgusted.
Terrible story and lame excuse from your wife for her infidelity. The only thing I would recommend, get a paternity test immediately. If I was you, I would never take her back, but this is up to you.
Bro, you are owning those cuck wings, aren't you? You have to have honesty, loyalty, and fidelity in a relationship. You have none of those things. What the fuck are you thinking? You weren't out drinking and playing pool with your buddies. You were working 60 to 70 hours a week. Don't accept her excuse that you weren't paying attention to her. Plan your exit strategy. And FFS, get a paternity test.
Thank you for watching the video. Share in the comments what you think about the stories we heard today. Support my channel with a like and a subscription. I'll be very grateful to you. See you in the next episode on the Reddit Stream channel.